Yo, it's finally time for me to bust out the qpdesign Violator. I've had this bad boy since release, was extremely excited about getting it, but I was too busy to have a real play with it, and as you know, my first time with any RTA, or any buildable, rather. I like to take my sweet time, and I just couldn't find the sweet time to take with this one until now. So this is the box contents: the RTA, bubble glass, straight glass, vape band, spare drip tip, authentication card, a bag with a tool and some plates, grills, inserts, don't know what they're called, and then your usual bag of tools and O-rings and spares and such, and that's your lot. But yeah, I had this pre-ordered, and only now, so I had a pre-order like before release, and it's only now I'm finally able to use it. But I've heard good things, very good things. Yeah, this is what the tool in one of the bags is for. Very well made, very sturdy tool. Hopefully not going to need it all the time, but because this juice flow control, you're going to end up spinning that if you just try to use your hand. So one thing I will say is the resistances on the airflow the resistance on the airflow and the juice flow control is so smooth. Before use and after use, trust me, very smooth. You get that clear drip tip and you get a black one included. It's a half turn to get the top cap off. I would have preferred a quarter turn rather, but beggars can't be choosers. Well, I didn't beg, I paid for it, so yeah, I would have rather quarter turn, but it's half turn. There's the juice flow control. It's a very clever little design feature with the chamber. I'll show you a bit later on. So for some reason I'm taking it apart again. I don't know why I edited this bit in or didn't cut it out the last time, but there you go. Here's your deck. If you've got the Fatality or the Fatality M25, you'd probably be right at home here. It's nothing fancy at all, but it is very, very effective, I can tell you. They're the plates. I should have really showed you each of them, but I didn't. I'll just show you the one that I want to use. So I was just pointing out a little sort of track that the larger side of that is supposed to run in, is what I just assumed taking it out of the box. I didn't check any instructions or anything, but I had a hard time getting it in there. I was very, very conscious that it may break or bend. So there was a lot of wrestling with this that I edited out until eventually I thought, right, just force it, which is what you can see me doing here. Just forcing it in and giving it some taps into place. And it's in nice and snug, which is what you would have preferred. I mean, if you're taking big hits, you really don't want that flying up, do you? So hitting those coils. But yeah, that's the option I went for, but there's other options in terms of those little inserts. This is the design feature. I've not seen this on any chamber that I can recall, at least anyway. But those inlays, trenches, grooves, the air bubbles just come out in those tracks very, very swiftly. So even if you're using thicker juice, you should be okay with the wicking on this one. It's not gonna sort of cause any air blockages. I'd like to think anyway. I've not had any problems with it, but I use 70-30 and I've not had any problems with tanks that don't have those grooves, so meh. Using JF Coils for the first time. he reached out to me, wants to send me some coils for me to use. Let him know that I plan to do a build on a Violator. He sent me these. Sorry, my camera is not set up for close-ups on coils, definitely not. But yeah, he sent me some coils. He did warn me that these are probably just a little bit too small for the deck. But I find that they're fine. I'm using them now, really enjoying them. Genuinely am. I settled on 6.5 mil leg length for the coils. I cut them both down to 8 to see how they look in there at 8 mils to better gauge what I should put them at. And as you can see, 8 mils is ridiculously long. Might get away with it just, but nah, I don't want to. So using my expert eye, I just decided on 6.5 and spot on, I feel. I mean, I've not tried any other leg length to know if, or any other coils to know if there's a better setup. But 6.5 mil leg length is what really worked for me. Something must have distracted me there. A little bit of hesitation, sorry, I don't know. Don't know why I'm apologizing either. If you don't like it, go away. Alright, so coils are in place, or not in place fully, but they're tightened down. I'm just gonna move them into place now. You don't have to put in this much work, but this is just what I do the first time I use any rebuildable. I have to give it my all just to give it a fair shot. And I was happy with that placement. JF coils again, because I wasn't sure if I'd already showed the camera that, but show it again, why not? Good quality coils, didn't find any imperfections on the coils at all. And it's about 5 days after this video that I'm recording this now, and bang on still. There's a bit of an overhang. I haven't even mentioned actually, it's a 28mm diameter RTA, so it's sort of at the low end of large. Yeah, as you can see, those coils, they could have been a wrap lot larger, might have fit better, but beggars can't be choosers genuinely this time, because I didn't pay for them. Just strumming them out, so like genuinely that's how, it took me a minute, if that, to sort those out, and I was taking my time with it. That's one thing I always look for, like how much fiddling, how much strumming, how much squeezing do your coils need to be glowing evenly. And JF's like very, very quickly done, very quickly done. I know I sped it up there, I wasn't actually moving that fast, but it was still pretty quick. Using Cotton Gods because I always use Cotton Gods. It's just £3 a pack at the shop, at the e-cig shop, so I buy it and I am very wasteful with it. I feel like you guys, if you've seen any of my videos, would have seen my sort of wicking technique, if you want to call it that, many times, so I'm not getting into it as much as I would normally on my vids. Swish, baby. I noticed when editing this, I've got the barber style of snipping. Pinch it in between the fingers and snip. It's been a long time since I've been to a barber's actually. They might not do it that way anymore. For all I know, they've got some next Wi-Fi controlled scissors. I don't know. I'm going in with the wicking on this one as I normally would for any RTA that requires wicking when it's tucking into a channel, if you want to call it that, I don't know. And I want the very end of that cotton to be clear of the base, like that. Probably a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Boom. So the juice can flow underneath the cotton. That's what I always find in any RTA is ideal. The second side of the wicking is always going to be a little bit more tedious than the first, because you don't have the luxury of just pulling it through if it's too long. You've got to take it out and re-snip it. So I feel that's too long, but not too long enough for me to be able to go back and accurately snip the right amount off. So I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here, because I know I've got enough to play with on the other side. I've got enough space between the deck and the end of the cotton on the other side. I'm just going to pull it through a touch. Just re-straighten out those fibers and tuck them back in. And voila, fini. GoPro does time lapse, I forgot, so I thought I'd do one of me juicing it up. Showbiz, innit? So my final thoughts on the qpdesign Violator 28mm dual coil RTA with extremely smooth airflow, maybe the smoothest airflow I've experienced on an RTA. Juice flow control and airflow control that's very smooth. The resistance of adjusting them is very satisfying. It's got half turn top cap to take off, which is simple. Would have preferred a quarter turn, so slight reduction of points awarded for that one. I don't know how to say it. It's a little bit taller than any RTA I would have liked to have used in the past, but this is now my favorite RTA just across the board of RTAs. So it looks like I'm into taller RTAs now. Price-wise, I think it's about 70 to 80 quid or around that price. That's how much I like it. I just started knocking stuff around. I feel it's worth it, but I understand that that's out of some people's range, budget range for an e-cig tank device, anything related to e-cigs. £80 a bit steep for some, but I'm in a fortunate position where it's not, and I'm happy I spent the money. I don't care. I'd buy more of them at that price. JF Coils, bang on so far. It's about 5 days after recording this now, and they're still going strong, still giving that nice crackle pop that alien coils give you. So it combined with this RTA, I've thoroughly been enjoying my vaping over the past 5 days or so. Yeah, there you go. That's the Reload 26 RTA, and even with the Reload strip tip on it, it's the tank is about the same size as it, so it's taller. I don't really have much else to say. It's really smooth. It's extremely flavoursome. It's really simple to build on. I like the idea of the inserts. They do make a difference. I'm going to tell you to get one if you can afford it, and I'm also going to tell you to get some JF Coils if you can as well. Peace.